Shares in Asia traded lower on Friday as China reported a slew of economic data that missed expectations, deepening worries about headwinds facing the world's second-largest economy. China reported that industrial production in November grew 5.4% year-on-year, lower than the 5.9% that Reuters projected. Retail sales in the country rose 8.1% last month, below the 8.8% expected and the weakest pace since 2003, according to Reuters records. Greater China markets fell on Friday. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index declined 1.37% by midday, the Shanghai Composite was 0.57% weaker, while the Shenzhen Composite slipped 0.932%. The latest data show an economy that is under pressure on both the external and domestic front, with policy efforts to shore up growth still falling short. Julian Evans Pritchard, senior China economist at Capital Economics, wrote in a note. Looking ahead, even if China and the U.S. can negotiate a lasting truce on trade, cooling global growth and the lagged impact of slowing credit growth will remain a headwind on economic activity in the coming months, he added. Australian markets also fell. The ASX 200 declined 0.84% and the Australian dollar was at 0.7190 against the US dollar, below Thursday's 0.7226. Other Asian markets were also in negative territory. South Korea's Kospi slipped 1.27%. Over in Japan, the Nikkei 225 dipped 1.42%, while the Topix index was down 0.96%. Simple name price change percent change Nikkei HSI ASX 200 Shanghai Kospi CNBC 100 Japan's Tankan survey. The Bank of Japan released the closely watched survey before Japanese markets opened on Friday. The Tankan survey showed confidence among large Japanese manufacturers was steady in December compared to 3 months ago. Economists polled by Reuters had expected a deterioration in sentiment. Tankan shows the rate of activity remaining strong, in contrast to the very weak 3Q GDP results. Robert Carnell, ING's chief economist and head of research in Asia Pacific, wrote in a note. The Tankan survey is a better indication of the underlying strength of the Japanese economy than the prior GDP figures, Carnell added. The Japanese economy contracted by 2.5% in the third quarter. Despite that, businesses in Japan were more pessimistic about their prospects in the coming 3 months. Meanwhile, Apple screen supplier Japan Display surged around 35% after reports that the company was in talks with Chinese businesses and investment funds about potential alliances. Nothing has been decided, but Japanese financial media Nikkei said possible partners include Chinese state-owned Silk Road Fund, Chinese electronic parts maker Ofilm-Tec and Chinese auto parts maker Mint Group. The Japanese yen inched up slightly to 113.49. The dollar index, which measures the greenback against a basket of major currencies, was at 97.123, slightly higher than the precious close of 97.064. European Central Bank winds down stimulus on Thursday. The European Central Bank said it's bringing to an end a crisis-era bond buying program this month. Bond purchases by the ECB will fall from €15 billion $17.04 billion a month to zero by the end of December, but the central bank plans to spend cash from maturing bonds to purchase additional debt. The ECB also left benchmark interest rates unchanged. The euro slipped after the ECB announcements. During Asian trading hours, the single currency was flat against the US dollar at 1.1359. Wall Street action: US stocks seesawed on Thursday while investors digested new developments in the ongoing US-China trade war after a volatile week on Wall Street. Equities rose broadly earlier in the day, but ended the session mixed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed 0.29% to close higher at 24,597.38 after alternating between gains and losses throughout the day. The SP 500 fell marginally by 0.53% to 2,650.54, while the Nasdaq Composite dipped 0.4% to 7,070.33. CNBC's Sam Meredith and Fred Imbert contributed to this report.